Hello again, people. You see what time it is. I'm going to do another occult alignments of empires video really quick. And this time it's going to be the Hunnic Empire under Attila. Attila the Hun, which most people already know. All, if not most people in the world know, that are at least familiar with history at a basic level. Attila was also labeled the Scourge of God for the brutality he displayed as a warlike conqueror, or a war/conqueror, whatever. So yeah, let's just dive right in. Let me start off by saying that there is no specific just one element or even two elements that embodied the Hunnic Empire at their peak under Attila the Hun. It was a mixture of different spiritual energies that explain things in detail. We're talking about Plutonian energy, Jupiterian energy, Martian energy, Venusian or terrestrial, as well as Mercurial energy. Zodiacally, we're talking Aquarius here, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Now, the Piscean, so the Jupiterian energy, is the reason. Oh, and of course, spearheaded or fronted by Saturn. Saturn and Neptune. Now, how all of this fits into it in terms of the way the Huns behaved and under their leader Attila, all of them, obviously including Attila himself, is the fact that they were so fanatic that you can easily consider it mental illness. They were so, like, when someone is extreme, takes being extreme to legendary levels, to the point where it is devoid of rationale, logic, or reason, at least for the most part, then yeah, it can be classified as mental illness, essentially conqueror's insanity, if you will. Let me just use that phrase, conqueror's insanity. And that's also the reason they were so brutal in carrying out the horrific things they carried out, razing cities to the ground, essentially eradicating them, leaving no trace left of their existence historically as well as otherwise, culturally, etc., etc. Of course, Attila was anything but the only conqueror that was so brutal, but he was definitely one of the most brutal. You don't get a name the Scourge of God for nothing after all. Of course, like I've already said in one of my earlier videos, everything has a subtle silver lining, so everything happens for a reason, and certain things are the reason, essentially. Certain things advance because of Attila the Hun. Again, everything happens for a reason. And essentially it was a transition from one age to the other, in part thanks to Attila. Yeah, the Martian energy, specifically Aries, is the reason for the brutality, or just plain brutality. The terrestrial or Venusian energy and or Venusian energy simply stood for what the Huns wanted the most, which was money, wealth. And since they couldn't garner anything from themselves, they had to take it from others. And the Mercurial energy, specifically Gemini, simply stands for the flexibility of the Huns, as they were described, appearing out of nowhere and also disappearing as quickly as they came, just like the collapse of their empire and their entire culture and whatnot. And yeah, the Aquarian energy simply stands for the vast amount of people that fell under the sway of the Huns, including those that they conquered, because it was you either become enslaved to us or you die a horrible death. Yeah, the Plutonian and the Aquarian energy specifically work in that context, overlapping, if you will. Oh yeah, and that's it. Before I go, you can find a video linked. You can find a video linked to the end screen. You can watch that so that you see exactly what all this information converts to. For those of you that are unfamiliar all too much, or simply need a refresher regarding the history of the Huns. And that is all. Goodbye.